Super. Right. Well, firstly, thanks to the organising committee for putting me on after Eyal. That presentation was like watching Dune Prophecy. I'm going to bring you crashing back to reality by showing you how to sell and deliver this cardboard box. So, we're going to do that. So, more seriously, good morning. My name's Ian Walsh. I'm the sales manager at Meditech. I have been for 10 years now. And I get the gig to show the new features that are just released, both in version 24 and 24.1. I like, where possible, to show the software live. It was going to be a test pilot, but this is more exciting. So we're going to go through a process. I'm going to use a sales process to help me with this. But basically what we're going to do is have a look at some improvements in the user interface, user experience. I'll show you a new widget that's been introduced and talk a little bit, Gil alluded to the consolidation of styles within Priority. Then into some new features in the automation hub, and we'll start the sales process with a sales order. We'll talk about approvals. Then we'll talk about delivery scheduling to look at supply chain, which will lead us on to introducing a new module, the proof of delivery module. Once we've done that, we'll have a look at some of the changes in analytics, moving on to financials, a new year-end wizard, and the release notes. So let's switch into live. And we're going to start with a new widget. I'm sure you're all familiar with the usual portlets that we have, for example, sales orders. Okay. There's now a new item that we can use. Just move that out of the way, which is the to-do list. Okay, so this is a really handy item because whenever you enter your environment, you can see the items that require your attention. So we can scroll down the list. Obviously, this is fully hyperlinked. If we click any of these, it will take me to that document. We can search or sort these columns just by clicking on them, change the order. And it's very easy to select what items appear in this list. If we go to settings, then all I have to do is take out the one that I want to remove. Let's take that one off, and maybe put the date in its place, save, and that will then change. So it's a very easy feature to set up and a very useful item. Okay, so the process that we're going to go through to demonstrate some of the new features is a sales process. Before we do that, let's open up a sales order. Let's take one of these. That one will do. Because I want to show you some of the visual improvements that have happened in this latest release. Firstly, the consolidation of styles. So if we open up this panel and look at the information here, you'll see that the fonts match, the colors match. It's a very neat display. Same for the part number. Obviously a different panel will appear, but it looks the same. It's consolidated. It looks familiar. Okay, so just before we embark on the new sales order, what I want to do is show you some new updated functionality. So let's have a look at business rules. You'll see there's a new dialog box. Okay, so now you can see a number of rules here. If I wanted to search for a particular rule, let's say orders, just start to type the word, and it will reduce that list. If I was looking for a more functional search, so for example, suppose I wanted to look for any business rules that resulted in an email message, we can filter on the action. So if I tick send email, then that's reduced this list to this one rule, the result of which will be to send an email. The dialog boxes have been updated, so if we edit this rule, then you'll see it's much more user-friendly, much more visual, and more importantly, you'll see down here that we have multiple email addresses. So when this rule is triggered, it can go to multiple recipients. Right, so as I said, I'd like to start a process, and then we're going to use that process to show some of the new features. So I'm going to start a new sales order. Let's pick a customer. ABC Soft Toys. I'm going to sell something. Set up a customer, put in the contact. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at some supply delivery with this. So we need to just define the sending warehouse, which is going to be the main warehouse. And I'm going to set this out on delivery route number 1. Okay. Excellent. Right, wonderful. Oops. Did I just confirm that? Sorry. Okay, excellent. So let's put some items in here. So I've got some set up already. Let's take this item. Let's say its due date is today. I want 5 of those. Let's add some of these. Got to have a golden retriever. Same delivery date. I want 5 of those. And finally, we'll take the last one. A unicorn. Got to have a unicorn. Same delivery date. And we'll have 5 of those. Excellent. So we've got our order set up. We've got a distribution route and a sending warehouse. We'll confirm that. In fact, before we do that, we'll put the purchase order number on it. And then we can confirm it. Wonderful. So we've now got a confirmed sales order. Nearly got a confirmed sales order. Excellent. Okay, we now have a confirmed sales order, and it's probably the cutest confirmed sales order you've ever seen. Now, I was able to self-authorize that order, but there is some new functionality now in order confirmation, in that if I needed to, then this could go out to an approval list. Now, in this situation, it's possible to approve a sales order by an email, and by that I mean you don't have to have a priority user license. You just receive the email, click the link, and it's confirmed. Okay, also now the approve or decline from email is extended and now includes purchase invoices, vendor invoices, and multi-GRV. So we can approve that more extensively. Okay, back to the software. That's yours, isn't it? The dangers of running 2 versions of Priority on the same system. I thought, what the? Thank you, Mark, for that. Okay, we've got our sales order. So we've sold it. We've made a sale. It's now Friday afternoon. We've been to the chippy. We need to do some work to schedule deliveries for next week and towards the end of the month. So we're going to look at some delivery shipments and fulfillment. So let me come out of here. Excellent, that was more familiar. Right, there have been some changes to the delivery scheduling in that now when we're looking at the scheduling of deliveries, it's possible for the system to plan shipment of order lines that would usually not allow shipping, i.e. not picked. So they'll still be considered. And it's possible to open invoices and sales orders directly from order lines. So we're going to do that. That's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to plan or schedule some deliveries. So this is looking at the physical attributes of the items that we're going to ship, the size, the weight, this thing here, and it's looking at the delivery route that we've chosen. So we're going to say, let's plan up to the end of the month. And I want to consider distribution route number 1. Okay, so that's now reporting that it's scheduled 5 orders for delivery. We can have a look at those. Let's have a look at the delivery dates. So you can see here to the end of the month for route number 1. We have a number of deliveries scheduled. Okay, we've done that, we've scheduled it, we've done our job for Friday afternoon. So what we're going to do now is set up some deliveries or some shipments. We could actually have done it from the delivery dates if we look for the one. Let's do that. 34, that's the one. So let's go from that one. So I'll navigate to the sales order. There's our soft toys, it's confirmed. So we're going to prepare a shipping document. Okay, don't do that. So here's our shipping document. A couple of changes we need to make. I'm going to deliver it, so I'm going to change that to pod. Super. Okay, excellent. So this will produce the document we need to go with the goods. Standard format's fine. Okay, so here's our shipping document. The important element of this is this barcode down here, because this is the barcode that will let me to use the proof of delivery and is also the barcode which I've cunningly printed on the front of this box. So while we've got that, let's just copy that information. Take the shipment number. While we're here, we may as well finalize it and prepare the invoice. Prepare invoice credit, done that. Sorry. Okay. Excellent. All right, so we've now planned the delivery, we've planned the shipment. And now it's time to plan the delivery, the actual physical delivery of the item. Just come back out of here. Excellent. Right, so now it's time to plan our deliveries for the week. We've scheduled them, so I'm going to go into delivery tracking. I'm going to open up a new delivery tracking document for today. Okay, I'm going to change the lorry and driver number to pod, distribution route to 1. Oops, not 11. Assign to be pod. Good. Okay, so the document code that we had was a shipping document, customer shipment. Excellent, and that's picked up this ABC Soft Toys. So we make this ready, it's ready to deliver. So we'll change the status to ready. And we're good to go. Excellent, so now we've made the sale, we've planned the order, we've created the shipment and created the delivery instruction. It's now over to the delivery guy to take that information and use it to plan the delivery. So to do that, I'm going to use the pod module. So imagine now the user has defrosted his van, he's got his Costa in the dashboard, and he's ready to use the pod mobile module that I've got here. I'm going to show live, just to explain a little bit about what it does. Then with pod, it's an app that you download from Google Play Store in the same way that you download Priority Mobile. I've got it on an Android device. Equally, it could be an iOS device. Its functions are to manage the truck loading process. So going to the warehouse or the back of the shop and physically taking the boxes, scanning them onto the vehicle for delivery. At the other end, we manage the unloading of those goods, and either a signature or a photograph of the goods being delivered. It has an offline mode, so if your delivery driver goes out of coverage, then you can still complete the approval process, which is then resynced when you come back into coverage into the system. Any remarks and pictures in the signature all get automatically attached to the shipment document. Also, you can manage non-delivery or customer returns using the app. Okay, so let's do that. So I've now switched to my tablet. What I'm going to do is open up my pod application. Now I can do it from here. I could press the screen, but it should match. There we go. Okay, so I'm now presented with today's deliveries. If I was looking at what happened yesterday, yeah, there's a delivery here. I can view it as a list item, or I could view the delivery on a map item. We can see the map. It is hyperlinked, so if I wanted to see the actual building, then we can click on the Google Maps, it'll take me in, and we can see the details of, oh yeah, I remember that, that's where we delivered yesterday. Okay, so I'm interested in delivering an item today. So let's go to, so we could click on here. Any days that have got delivery scheduled on, you'll see they have a dot underneath the date. So I'm going to go to 21. And you'll see, if we look at the list, we're on delivery number 1 of 5, which has actually been completed. I'm going to go to number 4, which is pending. And what I want to do, if you look at the bottom here, we've got an option to load this item. So I haven't got enough hands here, so I'll pick the item up. I'll select that I want to load it. So the system now turns on the camera. I really haven't got enough hands here. So I'm going to scan this barcode. Didn't think this through when I printed the barcode this big. Come on. My arm, anybody got longer? Yeah, there you go, fantastic. So I've now scanned that item onto the truck. So the status has changed to loaded. If I click done, we can now start route. Oops, sorry. So I've now got an option to start route. We'll do that. Route started, have a safe drive. So we're off down the highway. Okay, we don't worry about that. Okay, so that's pending. So now I want to unload the same item. I could just say I've done it. So I've now unloaded it, and I want to sign for it. So I'll sign with a smiley face. I just put my name in. That's my normal signature. Okay, so that's been successfully delivered, and we can go back to our route. So now, if we come back, I want to show that in here, so let's come back into my system. So if we look at the customer shipment, there's the other one, page up, page down rather. If we look at attachments, then we should see my document signed at the bottom with my smiley face. So it is an instant update. We've got proof of delivery on there. Phew, he says. Okay, so what about the mobile sales, guys? That was pod. There are enhancements here too. So let's go back and have a look at that. And that's in the mobile. So there's now a new home screen with a quick access area. And also some changes to the way that questionnaires work. It's now possible to have a follow-up question. So this means, depending on your response to the initial question, you're then asked the relevant follow-on question to complete. Also in mobile now, it's possible to provide multiple responses in questionnaire. So let's just have a quick look at how that looks. Don't want to do that. So now in mobile, Okay, so if we look into mobile this time, you'll see it has a new interface. So we have different icons for each of the modules. If I open up the sales module, you'll see that it's grouped the items together. So we've got functions here, we've got graphs in the next section, and documents and reports below that. If we open one of those, such as sales orders, it'll change the orientation for us and show us this. So it's quite a nice aesthetic change to the user interface. Okay. Right, back to our PowerPoint. Another new feature. We want to analyze the sales status, where we're at. We've done some sales, we've shipped some items. Where are we at in terms of reporting? Are we making any money? And at 24.1, we have a new analytics tool which will give us much more flexibility in generating reports with graphical output. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about this. as James has a specific session after lunch on the configuration and use of this. In our case, let's say we were just going to run a simple graph. Oops. It's gone. Yeah, okay. Let's just have a look at our sales orders. Just run that. Yeah, that's fine. Go up to the end of the month. Okay. So down at the bottom, we should see our ABC soft toys. Yep. Okay, so what we want to do now, finally, is go to our orders. Sorry, where's that report gone? I dropped into your system there, Mark, I'm sorry. Open sales orders. Orders per customer. Oh, okay. Great. Sorry, my team view is playing up there. Let's go back to our orders. No, let's go to our invoices. That's right. And look at today's date. Okay, so that invoice that was a temporary invoice, we can now finalize that. So it gives us a journal entry number. Excellent, okay. So I've got a journal entry, and that leads me on into a couple of financial features that have been updated. So now we'll drop into finance. It's now possible for companies working on a cash basis to generate multi-shipment invoices, either by pro forma or receipt. Calculating VAT in prepayment invoices, the VAT definitions can be of the prepayment or the linked order. And when a journal entry line is changed, the signature is automatically updated. Moving on from that, once we've updated our bank statements, we're going to want to do a reconciliation. So it's now possible to do a search on both sides of the work area at the same time. And it's also possible for the preparation of reconciliation accounts for customers with open debit-sided transactions only. Finally, there's some new functionality been introduced to help with the year-end process in the guise of a wizard, which will step-by-step making sure that you tick all of the boxes that you need to close off at year-end. Now, this has been obviously a very whistle-top tour of the release notes. These are all available easily from our website. Version 24 is downloadable now. Version 24.1 will be uploaded as soon as we have the official release. So, back to our PowerPoint. That's it. Thank you.